CMP are asking for your help to find Sheree Fertuck's body. She went missing back in 2015. Her estranged husband, Greg, is charged with her murder. Today, our CMP released more specifics about what they are hoping will lead to Sheree's body. Sheree was last seen at her family's farm east of Kenaston more than 4 years ago. She'd been working at a gravel pit nearby. Last month, Greg was charged with her first-degree murder. Police have searched north of the gravel pit, south of Highway 764, and east of Highway 764. Police are now asking people to keep an eye out for a dark-colored, tarp-like, or polyethylene material. And if you have information, to get in touch with police or Crime Stoppers. The CBC's Alicia Bridges has been following this case very closely. She's been working on a podcast with colleague Victoria Din, and it launches today. Alicia joins us now from our Saskatoon studio, and as we just heard, police are hoping the public can help locate Sheree's body. But long before today, Alicia, you've been investigating this story. Tell us a bit about Sheree and her disappearance.
Well, Sheree was a 51-year-old woman. She was originally from Kenaston, Saskatchewan, but she lived in Saskatoon. She was a gravel truck driver, so she would drive every day from Saskatoon out to the gravel pit near Kenaston. But on December 7th of 2015, she went to work. She had lunch with her mum at her family farm, which was near the gravel pit. She was supposed to be back at the farm for supper, but she never arrived. The next morning, her mum went to the gravel pit. She found her semi-truck abandoned with her coat keys and cell phone inside.
Give us a sense of the investigation and how it finally led to charges.
Well, police have been pretty silent about the details of their investigation since Sheree disappeared in 2015 right up until 2019. So for 4 years, it seemed like this was a cold case. But on June 24th of 2019, police charged Sheree's estranged husband, Gregory Mitchell Fertuck, with first-degree murder and causing indignity to a body. And it appears that police used a Mr. Big sting operation tactic to arrest Greg, or in their investigation, that led to the arrest.
So you actually spoke to Greg recently. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we had contacted Greg. We had always planned to contact Greg for the podcast, but when it came time to do that, he was already in jail. So we had to send him a letter. He called us back and he agreed to be interviewed. So we went to the Saskatoon Correctional Centre last week and we interviewed Greg. He told us some more of the details about the Mr. Big sting. Basically said that the police had pretended to be, undercover police had pretended to be criminals, and that is how a Mr. Big operation works. And he said that he told them a story that he had killed Sheree, but he now says that he made that story up, that he was innocent.
I made it up, and we went out supposedly looking for the body. Well, there was no body, so we just drove around to these different places because it was all BS. I didn't kill her, and there was no body out there, so they didn't find nothing. So
is this when they were with you? You guys went out driving around, or was it afterwards? Was it based on something that you told them? No,
this after the hotel deal. Well, I had to take them somewhere, you know.
Tell me about the podcast.
Yeah, so the podcast is a 5-part series so far. It starts with the story of Sheree, her disappearance, who she was to her family, the search for Sheree. It was a pretty extensive search early on. And then we sort of start to dig a little bit further back into the history, Sheree's relationships, who she knew, who the police interviewed early on. I guess as the podcast continues, we get back to the present. We talk about the charges, and of course we interview Greg Fertuck about the accusations against him.
Thanks so much, Alicia.
You're welcome, Sam.
The CBC's Alicia Bridges reporting from Saskatoon tonight. You can download and listen to the 5-part podcast right now. You can find it on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also go to cbc.ca/thepit to check out our web feature on the Sheree Fertuck investigation, as well as a 360-degree video feature. And of course, there will be more episodes as the story develops.